Good morning, my name is David Berger, and today I am going to just read to you. I suppose not read to you, talk at you, something like that. First, I suppose I should introduce myself. My name is David Berger. I'm 24 years old, soon to be 25 in September. I'm an ASU graduate from Prescott, Arizona. I'm a community development and health volunteer in Eastern Sub-Saharan Africa. Specifically, I'm located in remote northern Zambia in the subtropic zone near the Congo. I am assigned in the CHIP program, Community Health Improvement Program, to a rural health center, a clinic 56 kilometers from the nearest town. I live in an African village that's a mud brick hut, grass roof, no potable water. I use a river several kilometers away. There's no electricity other than the clinic. The clinic has been electrified, which is a fantastic improvement. I personally use a small portable solar panel that keeps me running. It's from Goal Zero, the Nomad 7 with a Guide 10 Adventure Pack. It's got some rechargeable batteries in it, and it charges my phone, my camera batteries, it charges my video camera, and the light and headlamp that I use in my hut. Regarding mail, snail mail, or however you'd like to call it, letters and packages, they take about a month to get to Mansa, which is the provincial capital in the Lopula province, and then it's an 8-kilometer hike or bike ride to the nearest passable tarmac road, which is paved road. And from there, it's an hour or more hitchhike into Mansa for me to pick up my mail. So mail is not exactly accessible, but it is a nice reward after all that work to get a letter that you can hold in your hands and enjoy. My rural health center, or my clinic, is the only electrified structure, and although it is intermittent, provides power 3 to 4 days a week for at least 10 hours a day, somewhere in there. And it allows for access to digital media via a television that was donated by UNFPA and a DVD player that was donated by Plan International. It also allows for cold chain to be preserved due to the electrification, allowing us to do better immunization and outreach for universal child immunization, which is vaccinations, tetanus, DPT, polio. I'm trained in preventative health, that being first aid, local language, formal and non-formal and youth education. My Zambian counterpart is trained in environmental health, meaning he looks after well construction, hygiene, and sanitation. We have one casual daily employee who acts as nurse, midwife, and custodian or counselor, but has no formal training. We're all trained to prevent illnesses, not to treat them, it puts us in a very interesting position because we're all of the trained staff that the community has. The rainy season just passed, and unfortunately, rainy or no, it's always malaria season here, and it's kind of always HIV and AIDS season here, so that's a large part of our work. What I'm writing and talking to you about today is to give you an idea of how important our work is and how important access to knowledge is and what a difference technology is. You know, I'm sure you can imagine how important it is that after hours and hours of work, after being in the field, after being in the African sun, after the highs and lows of health work in the developing world, I can retreat more or less and enjoy a slice of home, music, English language programs from the States. Not only that, but I can record this experience and share it with others who are interested in following in my footsteps through that self-same technology and that self-same retreat. As a fun visual, think about the African sun setting across the bush, right? And the traditional kind of Serengeti trees, the ones with the flat tops, and every day that's my view. I can sit on my porch, I cook gruel, a little bit of oatmeal over a charcoal brazier. I can listen to songs my mom wrote and recorded for me. I review success stories from projects in other East African countries. I listen to CSIS podcasts on global health. I use my solar charger to keep my iPhone charged, and I have an iPhone 3, mind you. And 56 kilometers from civilization in remote Africa, surrounded by the African bush in a mud hut. I can look up information vital to treatment at the clinic. I can contact non-governmental organizations for aid. I can write project proposals. I can link my community with provincial resources. And once a week I can receive calls from family and friends in the U.S. And the miracle is that I can even access the internet and write you this letter and send you this video. It speaks to how far we've come as a species and how lucky I am to have been raised in a developed country and now be able to put those skills to work in Africa. Most importantly, I think, it showcases how an outdated phone, my iPhone 3, that would be considered almost worthless in the States, can save lives here. How technology at any level is making a change, and specifically how mobile technology is improving access and increasing the ability of people to really make use of resources. Here's another little visualization about my community. There are 9,127 people, give or take. It fluctuates depending on the season, how many people have passed away in births and that business. There are about 1,800 households. Each makes, on average, a gross of 2 to 3 million kwacha a year. Now in today's market, that's less than $400 a year for a household of, let's average between 5 to 6. Now if the earnings were equally distributed, that'd be $65 per person for an entire year. $65 divided by 365 days, and you start to get an idea of what life here is like on a material basis. Money is scarce, to say the least. Now, unfortunately, it's not equally distributed. Women and children suffer, and funds usually go to the head of the household, which is traditionally male, and are generally squandered on alcohol or on other substances. It's a real issue in this community that we're working to correct. I think that's where I'm going to leave you for today. Just some thoughts about what's going on, my community, and who I am. And we'll pick up another time with a little bit more. Thanks.